y'all. It is Wellness Wednesday. Woo! Y'all, I'm lighting sage right now because I need to calm down. Let me gather myself. Take a few deep breaths. Whew. I'm grateful to be in a place today, y'all. So, I don't know if I ever been in my van. I bought a van, y'all. I'm going to live in it. Y'all see, it's like a whole house back there. Y'all see all that stuff on the floor? So one thing about van life is that you have to remember to secure things before you move. Oh, okay, y'all. Y'all got to work with me because I just had my new Wellness Wednesday topic. I was going to talk to y'all about something else, but that's real. You have to secure what you have before you move. Dang. So maybe that's my lesson. Because I'm over here 38 hot. Because I didn't secure my stuff before I decided to move. And I bought this oil, which is a beautiful oil. It's a money oil. And I spent $30 on it. It was whatever. But I'm mad because, well, I was mad. I'm getting over it now because clearly this is the lesson. I'm learning that nothing happens to you. It only happens for you. There are only lessons, no losses. And I love the way this oil smells. I could just go get another one, right? But I forgot to secure what I had before I started to move. And so now, I don't know if y'all can see that. It's all on the floor. The van smells beautiful, but I had to clean it up a little bit. So in the van, you're constantly in motion. And I'm going to show this to you for reference because it's a good lesson, right? So you see all of these are like compartments where I store stuff. And this right here is my main compartment. So there's a mechanism on here where this is a magnet. I have to put the magnet on the door in order for the door to open, right? Well, I could take the mechanism off. See that? And then the door will just open. So when you're in your resting state in the van, it's fine. You don't have to lock down things. So this is like my main place where I have my stuff, right? So you don't have to lock it when you're not in motion. But when you in motion, you better secure that shit. And if you don't, this is what happens. Your oil and your things just get spilt all over the place. This looks good. I cleaned it up, y'all. So I'm sitting with it because I've been taught that there's a lesson in everything. And this is a lesson for me because this is what I'm doing in my business right now. I keep trying to go to the next thing, and I'm not securing what I'm doing right now. And I'm learning this. I'm learning this lesson in real time. I'm learning this lesson in real time. Because it'll make a mess. If I don't secure what I have, it'll make a mess. So in my health, I'm learning this as well. And I'll go into what I originally was going to talk about here in a second. But in my health, I have to secure what I have before I move on. And I see this because this has happened in the van. I see this in my life. It's a reoccurring thing. Like I'm always ready for the next thing. But it's like a lot of times we move on to the next thing so quickly and we don't secure what we have right now. Like you have to secure your water. You know what I'm saying? You got to secure the basics before you move on. Because that's how life works. So secure your shit. And I'm gonna be over here securing mine because since I didn't, I gotta clean up the mess. Okay, that smells so good. I almost want to just smear it into the. I don't want to let it go, but That's another Wellness Wednesdays for another time, y'all. So anyway, I give thanks. I want to give thanks for that moment because I really needed that. I've been at a very fast pace in life, and it's very important for me, to take my time, not get up and move, and to get up and move, but to just take my time to secure things before I do that. Because, y'all, I was rushing to get to where I am now for Wellness Wednesdays, but guess what? I came on late anyway because my stuff fell. And actually, had I taken the time to just lock it, that would have took a lot less time than it did to clean up this mess, because I had glass everywhere and I couldn't leave it because I could see the glass immediately when it fell. So take the time to secure it in the beginning, because if not, it'll make a mess and it's going to take you more time on the end. That's a word from me for you. So what I originally wanted to talk about, let me get some water. I'm parched. Oh, let me move back up here. This is why I was up here, because there's glass in the back. And I know the lighting's not as good. I know, but it's kind of dangerous back there right now. So um today I really want to talk about my bad, y'all. Okay. There's a lot going on right now. I got a new inverter so I could work in here. I'm not going to explain it. Anyway, so today I want to talk about aligning with your beliefs, and that being your definition of healthy, because everyone does not have the same definition of healthy. Now, there are things that are healthy, period. Like spring water is healthy. But in your journey, you may or may not be there. And in order to know where you're at in the journey and the scope of things, you have to tap into what that voice on the inside is saying to you, what your desires are, what your revelations are. Give me a second. I'm going to put this up here because I need some water. And so in tapping into that, that's how you know where you are in your health journey. So, it's very interesting, this thing called health. And the reason why is because we are so far removed from what's natural to us. From the time we were babies, if you ever had formula, that's removed from nature. You're supposed to have your mother's milk. And so there are so many things inside of us that literally lend us to make decisions that are not natural to us. Now, in order to be healthy, that is why it's so important that you detox. We have to detox. Now, we have a lot of different levels of detox, but if you truly want to be at a healthy state, you are at a state of homeostasis. My bad, y'all. So when your body's in homeostasis, it's in balance, right? And so in order to get there, you have to detox. But a lot of detoxes that we have, they're not able to detox us on a cellular level. Now, what does this mean? Everything that you do in this life, when you have a thought, so you can have a thought, right? But then when you keep having a thought and keep having a thought, it actually permeates you on a cellular level. When you have a habit, your habit is actually in your body on a cellular level. That's why you can space out and still get home. Your cells and your DNA have changed to make your habits what they are. And so you have things in you on a cellular level. For instance, if you've eaten chicken for 30 years, that's in your DNA, right? Like the feelings you get from it, the actual chemical compounds of the chicken, is literally in your cells, in your DNA. Like it's changed to lend yourself towards what you have been doing for so long. Now, when we talk about healthy habits, because we know healthy habits create healthy lifestyles, your habits are brain circuits, right? So what you do in your past is automatically what you do in your present. The only way to make that a different is to change the brain circuits, which in turn change your habits, right? Now, this becomes very difficult, not impossible, but very difficult, um, and almost impossible. I'm not even gonna lie. If you don't change your cells, if you don't detox on a cellular level, you can go. And I know you've heard somebody. They're like vegetarian, vegan, keto, whatever for like years. I met a guy. He was a vegetarian, vegan for like some out of 30 years or something crazy. And then he came to the South and he got introduced to soul food and he lost it. 8 years now, he's been eating pork, chicken, everything because something within his DNA, his cells connected to it, and he had to get it. And so that's what happens a lot of the times. It's like you'll go years and maybe you'll go to your mama's house, have a smell, have something, but something in your external environment, it will trigger your internal environment, your cellular level, your DNA. And then it's like, oh, well, I got to have that. So, fasting, detoxing is so important because it rids yourself of all the toxins. When you're light, when you detox, you will be able to see your thoughts. You'll be able to control them better. When you detox on a cellular level, you are able to now go to your great grandma's house, smell her pie, and just enjoy the smell of it. And that will satisfy you. See, it's interesting because my thoughts change so much on things. We 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 have to learn how to rid ourselves of what we think is comfort, what we think is celebration. Like, why is it that when we celebrate, we typically go towards things that are a detriment to us? Liquor, fatty foods, behavior that's not, going out, staying up like why is it not that nurturing ourselves is the very celebration? So we have to realize that you can bring comfort to yourself from the smell of your grandma's pie. You don't actually have to consume it. Well, smelling, and that's the thing. Consumption is consumption, right? You don't have to eat something in order to consume it. You can smell it and consume it. But we feel like a lot of the times we have to go the extra mile in order to feel good. But that extra mile is actually to our detriment. You might want to celebrate, right? And instead of having a mocktail, you're like, well, I want to go that extra mile and put liquor in it. Well, the mocktail will let you get the sensation of the drink, the notes of the drink, but the liquor will have you, the extra mile will have you dehydrated in the AM and having a hangover. And so we live in this culture of, what do people say? Everything in moderation. Well, here's the thing about consumption is that everything that we consume is either helping us to die or helping us to live. And so everything in moderation will lend you towards death. Because you wouldn't tell a crackhead that. You wouldn't tell a crackhead like, oh, only, a little bit crack in moderation is okay. Well, scientifically, sugar is literally more addictive than crack. But you tell yourself cakes in moderation, donuts in moderation. And it's not to say that today you don't need to eat it again, but we have to understand the scope and understand what you believe in. Now, if you don't believe that, because here's the thing, your belief is how you live, right? And it's a lot of our beliefs have absolutely nothing to do with the facts. So the facts are that sugar is addictive, more addictive than crack, right? But your belief system has nothing to do with what's real. You can believe sugar in moderation, right? And that's your true belief. So with that true belief, what you're going to see is that you're going to eat donuts, cakes, whatever. And your brain will trick you into what moderation is. You feel like as long as you don't eat it every day, it's in moderation. Because, like, what's moderation, right? So, this is why detox is so important so you can align to your true beliefs, right? And a lot of the times, your body will lend you to your true beliefs. If you eat pasta, for instance, and you go every time you eat pasta, you're sluggish and you don't feel good, you feel heavy, your body is telling you that that's heavy for us and we don't really thrive with pasta. So how come, I'm just, how come every time you eat the pasta, you still have that same belief that you can eat pasta in moderation? Here's why. Because you are not tapped in to your real, true essence of yourself. You're not acknowledging what you really feel and what you really believe. And a lot of the reason it really boils down to we don't do that because it feels restrictive. I'm going to be honest. But I'm going to give you guys an example for me. My true belief, my honest belief, is that when the laws, and I don't mean like laws of mankind, but universal law, universal principle is thou shalt not kill. Now, we see it in the Bible, we see it in the Quran, we see it in all like spiritual books and rules, ma'at. We see it in the rules of ma'at. Like the law is the law. Thou shalt not kill. Period. Whether you're a Buddhist, a Jehovah's Witness, a Christian, a Muslim, whatever, this is a law. It's a universal principle. You don't kill. Period. Right? I believe that. I believe in that law. I believe that I shouldn't kill. To the point where when I have now there's certain stuff I will kill. I ain't there yet. I'm gonna let you know. If a rat get in my house, I'm gonna kill you. All right, nigga, you're gonna have to die. All right. I don't know how to deal with that yet. And I'm gonna tell you that's the scope. I believe in it. And this is, what I'm explaining. I do believe in it. But if I see a rat in my house, you're gonna die. What is that? Right? Same thing. When I go on vacation, I will eat fish. But that fish has to die in order for me to eat it. Right? So let's take a look at this, right? If that's my actual belief. First of all, I have to acknowledge where I'm at, which is this is where I told you. And also have compassion for myself. We have to understand that everything is a scope. Your belief is your belief, but there is a scope to getting to the place where you live it. Because I believe thou shalt not kill. I have known this from very young. I was taught this. Who knows when I was taught this? I was taught this very young, at least elementary, if not before. I don't know, but I believed it for a long time. Yet, I used to eat chicken. I used to eat pork all the time. I used to go fishing and kill fish to eat them. I will still kill the rat. I also believe that in situations of protection, I will kill. And so we have to understand that there's a scope to things, and we can't get so down on ourselves that wherever we are in the scope, right? Because when you beat up yourself, you're usually your worst enemy. You keep yourself on this end of the scope when we're really trying to ascend to the other end, right? I can't even fathom me not killing anything. You know what I'm saying? But that's my belief. You know what I'm saying? So in a state of enlightenment where I am one looking directly at my belief, that's my state of health. That's like my optimal state of health. Where I can maybe just what can I do to my house to make sure I don't have rats in them so I don't have to kill them. There is things that we can do to not put ourselves in a situation to kill for the most part. I mean, I sometimes I be trying not to get so deep. Even when you have situations that come to you where it's in self-defense, a lot of the times there is a detox that can happen on a cellular level so that things stop happening around you. Um, about 10 years ago, I kept having accidents. I got drugged. I got in a car wreck 3 times in like 2 years. But I detoxed and I changed my mindset, and those things don't happen to me again. Now, they were very fortunate. You could say that, like, yeah, I didn't have anything to do with me getting drugged in a bar. And for the most part, you be right. I mean, it a lot of what happened that night had nothing to do with me, but my mindset did. Like, what am I doing to attract that? And it's really hard because I was a victim. A lot of people would say, like, I literally got drugged. The bartender drugged me and I blacked out. And I woke up in a stranger's car and everything was stolen. My car was gone, my massage chair, my table, my wallet, everything. This was such a pivotal point in my life because I lost friends. I lost a lot of things because it showed me what was really real, right? But now that I know, in that moment, you could have told me I had anything to do with it. Oh, I'm a victim, I just showed up, I was out with friends. But now I know better because my mindset, even things that I did that night, I can go back and show you how my mindset really revved me up for that experience. And so this is why detoxing is so important, because you have thoughts, you have things in your body. They are affecting your cells and they affect everything that you attract. Your cells are literally what magnetizes things to you. And so if you have trash, complete trash in your body, in your mind, that's what you're going to create. It's like what they call a vortex. Your vortex is that of negativity, of bias, of hatred, of lack. And that's exactly what you attract to you. And so in that spot, you can't see the spectrum. You don't even have time to see the spectrum. You're in survival mode. Things are happening to you at a rapid rate. Your vortex is throwing things at you. And now you're like, oh my God, I don't even have time to think about what spectrum, what? I don't have time to think about this. This just happened. I just got attacked. This just happened. Da, da, da. So when you detox, you bring it down. You're able to have compassion for yourself because you're actually able to see the spectrum. So in detoxification on a cellular level, I'm now working to detox the body. And now I can see the spectrum of my health. Now, I've been struggling with this because I teach you guys health, right? I teach you guys how to be healthier people. So I've been struggling like, I need to be the epitome of health in order to teach it. And that's wrong. I don't. I need to be on a spectrum of health. And maybe I'm here and y'all are right behind me, or maybe you're here. But I just have to be a little bit ahead of the people I teach. And so now I'm settling into the fact that I can be on a spectrum. And so what is happening there, as I'm detoxing, I'm recognizing the spectrum. Now I can understand my true beliefs. Now I see, okay, I do eat fish. I do hear. Okay, I do this. Okay. Where on the spectrum of my belief of thou shalt not kill am I? And now that I've assessed that, now I'm finally being convicted to change that. Now spirit is like, okay, so now that you're aware and you see where you're at, now you have to do better. So now I'm being called to not eat fish anymore. I'm being called to not eat fish, to give up my bread, my pasta, all this. Because I also have a fundamental belief that everything is not in moderation. What is bad and what is good as far as like my health. Like I know flour is a binder. It binds, like we use flour to bind everything, whether it's burgers or fritters or cakes. We use flour as a binding agent. And I want to be light. So I have to move into my true beliefs. And what happens when you're inside of your true beliefs is that your vortex will then shift to that, And you'll start magnetizing everyone to your true beliefs, your true self. So this is why we have to get rid of all of these things that we've been taught that have been put on us that aren't us, because it fucks up our vortex. You want to know why you haven't attracted the man that you actually want? Because you still have it in the back of your mind that men don't take care of women because your daddy wasn't shit. Your daddy didn't take care of your mama, but that's a belief on your cellular level. So when you start to detox, you really start to detox the mind and the body, these things will come up and you'll be able to see them and get rid of these trash things that we believe in. And this is, mind body connection, because it's really something that's so deep in there. Sometimes you don't even know is there. There's trash that we have, and I'm speaking there's trash that we have that we don't even know is there. Let me tell you why fish was so hard. I'm working on it. Was so hard to let go. I didn't realize that, okay, yes, I believe in thou shalt not kill, right? But I didn't know that I don't feel like I spend enough time with my father. He's kind of a reclusive being. He will sit in his house all day and play games and be cool, right? So I correlate eating fish with spending time with my father and being loved. Where the fuck does that go? How does me fishing equate to me being loved? That is a detox of a mind process that I need to rid myself of. So and this came up during detox. Okay, like I went fishing on detox, right, y'all? I was fasting while I was detoxing. And when I was fasting, I went fishing with my father. And I hooked the fish and put him in the basket. And the fish was looking at me like, help me, help. Don't eat me. Put me back in the ocean. And I was like, is anybody else seeing Nemo talk to me? Because why is Nemo telling me this? Because that's my true belief, and it was able to come out while I was detoxing. You have things that are connected to you on a cellular level that you can't even know if you work through them or not unless they come up, and the only way to bring them up is through detox. So the pinnacle of your health is the amount of detox you go through. However healthy you want to be, look at how much you detox from all the consumption. Do you detox from the news? Do you detox from trash talk? Do you detox from people gossiping to you? Do you detox from bread? Do you detox from meat? Do you detox from sugar? All of the things that it is your fundamental belief. You know what sugar does to you. You know what pasta does to you. You know what bread does to you. Detox from these things, and it will reveal to you your true beliefs and allow you to align to them. And that, my love, is your definition of health. I can't give that to you. I can't give that to you. Nobody can. There's no coach on this world who can coach you to your definition of health, because it's yours. It's yours. You're powerful enough. You're strong enough to make it your own. You have to. That's what we're here for. So consider detoxing. And when I say on a cellular level, that shit don't happen in 3 days. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to talk to y'all more about what I'm doing to detox on my cells in upcoming shows. But I really wanted you to get this message in your heart, in your mind, and know there are things that you believe in. And in order to be healthy, you have to align with them. Because health is a state of homeostasis. That means everything is balanced. Your mind, your body, your spirit is balanced. And you cannot have balance if you are living outside of your belief system. So we have to start connecting to our beliefs. And in order to do that, you have to detox. Because you are living on the belief system of other people. If you don't believe in killing things, you don't believe in eating animals. But if your parents believe in eating animals, then that's the belief system that you've been living in. And it's okay. But I urge you, my love, to start getting in tune with who you truly are, who you are. Not your husband, not your kids, not your mama, not your daddy. Because in aligning yourself with you, who you are, that is when you truly get healthy. Be healthy now. Do something right now to get you to your level of health. No one else can tell you about that. You have to detox. You have to connect to your true desires. Let them come up and start going into the spectrum of what you truly believe. It's okay to be in the middle of the spectrum. It's okay to be in the beginning of the spectrum, but acknowledge the spectrum and start moving towards life. Start moving towards your purpose, because that's how you feel fulfilled in life, and that's how you live a truly healthy life. All right. I wanted to bring that to you because that's what I'm dealing with in my life right now. Okay. And so I'll be sharing that more with you, the journey that I'm going on to rectify my homeostasis. But I hope that really touched you in your heart. I've been working with this and it's been really touching for me to shift into that. So thank you so much for showing up to Wellness Wednesdays. This space is so sacred to me. Every time you exchange energy with me, it is so sacred. So thank you, thank you, thank you for showing up to hear my words and showing up to acknowledge where you are in this journey and create a life that is full of purpose for yourself. I love you, and I will see you at the same time in the same place next week on Wellness Wednesdays. Peace.